your television set. Do not attempt to adjust the picture. We are controlling transmission. If we wish to make it louder, we will bring up the volume. If we wish to make it softer, we will tune it to a whisper. We will control the horizontal. We will control the vertical. We can roll the image, make it flutter. We can change the focus to a soft blur or sharpen it to crystal clarity. For the next hour, sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. We repeat, there is nothing wrong with your television set. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery which reaches from the inner mind.
Grandpa, yay! Missed you guys. Thought I'd tell you I love you and show you a few of the projects that we got going on. Alrighty then, let me get down to it. Windmill project. I wanted to show you boys that on the left here we got a couple of things that we're working on with the windmill project, and I picked up this digital tachometer, non-contact, and this aerometer to measure the wind speed in about any fraction that you want. And anyway, I got them both for under 20 bucks a piece on eBay. Highly recommend them. Played with them already, love them, and look forward to using them on this project. Okay, I need to get this keyway widened to match the shaft that it's going to be mounted on, and this other keyway is a little bit big. Alright, what else we got in here? That's about what's going on for this project. Got some power wires that are going to go to the generator, and I'll show you the generator. Walk over here. This is the generator that is going to go on it. It's a permanent magnet, 7 magnets and blah blah blah. Anyway, it's about 700 watts and needs about to 550 RPM to attain that. And I'm going to be making a transmission to basically make it go 4 times faster than the actual thingy bob, you know, windmill. Yep, okay now, bye. This is a standard 5-gallon bucket, which we've taken and marked the sides to where we can cut it in half, and all the way through the bottom. And this is what one section looks like. So we're going to be multiplying this by another 5 and detailing it out from there. This is the wind generator blade. Okay, playing around with the wind generator design and kind of placing a few buckets, and since I didn't have enough buckets, placing a couple of propane tanks to kind of get a visual on what the spreading is on this. Anyway, more later. All right, Grandpa's Jeep. What's this on the back of it? Looks like something from overseas. Let's open it up. Appears to be a wind generator. This style is referred to as a lantern, and we're supposed to be able to get 400 watts out of this particular unit. So we're going to be putting it together and hooking it up and testing it. Hi, this is Grandpa. This is Project 2, the second windmill. The first one is DC and going to be about 700 watts. This is a small one that's ready-made and cheap. I bought it out of Hong Kong for less than 300 bucks. And basically we're going to hook it in so we can continue with the entire power distribution project. This is like just 1/3 of that. So anyway, this is called the lantern, and the output's 400 watts, but it's 12 volts AC 3 wires, so it has to go through a rectifier. And basically we got the generator. Looks real nice. It's all sealed up, ready to go. I don't think the weather's going to affect it as bad as the other one that I'm building, but we'll see. This is the hub and one blade. Now what I want to show you boys is see this side of the blade? This is dipped in. It's like a cup. And if you take and were to have that on one side and this is the other side, you'll see that there's a cupping, but it's the opposite way. And what it does is like the back of your hand, so it moves faster in a wind. Because of this, with this cupping and the other side of it coming around is forward, this generator will always turn in the same direction and you don't have to steer it. Any wind will cause it to rotate. Fantastic. Later. Okay, this is the blades for the lantern. Got nothing to show you the size of it. It's about 24 inches tall, probably about that wide. But what I want to show you boys is if you're standing in front of any part of it, this is always going to rotate that way because it has more wind resistance. More wind resistance, less wind resistance. So it's going to be pulled around, and the same thing applies. More wind resistance, less wind resistance. So because of this, what's going to happen is no matter where you are around this, whatever way the wind is coming, if it's strong enough to move it, it's going to move this. It doesn't have to have anything that's under any type of direction to point it, like the other one may or may not, now that I've looked at this. Alrighty, ongoing. Oh, as you can see, I put a couple of blades in first that are across from each other so they can kind of hold it up. And then finally, when I had three, the last two, which you can see right here and here, are easier. And the other thing too I wanted to say is they actually drill the holes in these slightly smaller, so you have to tap them through, so they are extremely tight. And what that does is actually makes less vibration for the unit. We'll talk about more about that later. Love you guys. Was out at a friend's in Myrtle Point and stopped by a different hardware store than we have. and found this flange. It's normally used for putting a rail on a cement walkway. But in this case, I carried in the generator section of our wind generator number 2 and found that it was close enough fitting that I could take and modify it. So what I did is I drilled the holes out a little bigger, and not clamping it down, I took a chunk out of my finger, cut the threads on it when I jerked it out of my hands. Anyway, we're looking now for a pole to mount this on, and yahoo, we're getting there.
Hanover pretzel pieces came as whole pretzels. They'd be too flavorful to handle. This is for your own good. Your own good. Pretzels, baby.
Okay, I got a flange today. That's cool. So with having that, I know what's going to go underneath the generator. So I put the generator onto the blades. So there you go. That's ready to go on a post. So that'll be the next thing. But what I wanted to do is to show you boys that when this turns, if it turns this blade and goes all the way around to where the blade is back in the same spot, that is 1 revolution. Okay? Revolution. 1 time around. All right. So, remember that meter that I told you about? Showed you a little bit? Well, we can look at it a little bit now. And what I did is I figured this is going to be up on a pole, so I put a piece of that tape that we were talking about right in here. All right, so since this isn't going to turn right now, I'm going to turn the meter to where it is doing the moving and pretending it's revolutions. Every time it goes around in a circle, it hits it right there. And what this does is calculates how many of those revolutions are in a minute. All right, let's try this. 1, 2, 3. And we look and it's saying 112.8 revolutions per minute. Wow. Okay, more later. All right, Grandpa takes and puts stuff in boxes for projects, and instead of just stopping and waiting for something, I have 3 projects going on at once. So this project is a Halloween decoration or scare toy, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, I got air fittings. I've got actuators of all different sizes and different effects. I've got air valves, mounting hardware, and tie wraps, hose. So we're just looking to see what we can use all this stuff for. You guys got any ideas? Okay, I know it's just the middle of March, but I'm working on something for Halloween, and this is kind of the frame for it. And when it's all said and done, it's just a closed trash can. Okay, I'm not supposed to be saying okay so many times. Hi boys, Grandpa here. I wanted to show you I've been working this morning a little bit on a Halloween prank, and this is what I got so far. I've got a tank now to power it, and I framed it in to where this will all fit down inside the trash can, and we'll see where it goes from there. Next time I get some down by the hardware store and get some more parts, I'll continue. Alright, I love you. Bye. Halloween tank and frame with actuators to open the lid are put in and initially put in place so I can check height adjustments and make permanent mounts for them. Also finding I've neglected to get a couple of T's that I needed for this part of it. Not a big deal. Got 6 months to go. This is my power storage for both the emergency ham radio and to run my greenhouse. Right now it has one bank of 327 series batteries for like an RV. Anyway, seem to be working great so far. And we also have a ballast resistor and a controller for the solar panels. Soon to be upgraded to a wind generator. Yahoo! This is the amperage and voltage for power for just the air stones, and also the timer, which it is not on, but it still takes a little bit of power, and also the inverter. So all in all, a little over 5 watts isn't bad. This is inside Grandpa's radio station, KG7 VGM, and we have networked on to be able to transmit around the world through the computer and using internets to reach even further. Pretty interesting. Alrighty. So, almost as messy as Sam and Zach, but I'm working on it. I love you boys.
Cubic feet per second. For the Rogue River at Agnes, the gauge height was 6.35 feet and the flow was 86 cubic feet per second. These are the
Shore Acres in 2017 with Mom. Couple of turkeys in the back of Grandpa's yard. Can you see the row of rocks starting to form in there? And as you dig up, it's starts to show up more like this. I've dug all that out. You couldn't see that before at all. And it looks like it goes down 2 rocks deep. So I'm still digging.